Google just moved one of its old hidden classics into the browser. This is Google Earth Flight Simulator running as a web feature, not a desktop-only Easter egg. The point is simple. You open Google Earth, enter a flight mode, and use real Earth imagery as the world you fly over. In the first official clip, the strongest proof is not a spec sheet. It is the view. Mountains, lakes, runways, and a small aircraft HUD sitting over Google Earth terrain. So this video is not pretending this is a full aviation simulator. It is a clean source-grounded look at what Google launched, what the official docs say, how to start it, and what limitations matter before you try it. The source is not rumor or a third-party blog. It starts with the official Google Earth post. Google Earth says Flight Simulator is now available globally on web to all users. The same post also says the web version has recently picked up more powerful desktop-style features, including elevation profiles and new import types. That context matters, because this is not only a toy feature. It is part of Google moving more of the heavy Google Earth experience into the web app. The short link in the post resolves straight into Google Earth Web with a Flight Simulator campaign tag. The source video is official too, but it is music only. That is why the explanation here is grounded in the post, the Google Developers page, and the official YouTube mirror. The official Google Developers page gives the cleanest framing. The page title is Fly Around the World, Experimental. It marks the feature as pre-GA, which means Google is warning that support and behavior can change. The requirements section says 3 important things. First, it is web only. Second, the flight physics are simplified for casual exploration, not high-fidelity aerodynamic training. Third, the world streams dynamically as you fly. High-resolution imagery and 3-dimensional buildings load while the aircraft moves, so extreme speed or a weak connection can create temporary loading delays. That is the honest product story. This is not trying to beat Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is Google Earth becoming more playable in a browser. The launch path is short, and the docs spell it out. Open Google Earth on your computer. Click Explore Earth from the home screen. Open Tools in the top menu bar. Then choose Flight Simulator. Google adds one detail that should be in the actual video because it changes the first impression. By default, the simulator may show an abstract base map without terrain. If you want the photorealistic Earth look from the trailer, switch the base map type from map to satellite. That is the difference between a flat-looking flight mode and the mountain, coast, and city flyover footage Google is showing. I did capture the live Google Earth web entry point, but I am not claiming a hands-on flight test unless the UI is fully captured cleanly. Controls are intentionally simple. The official controls table points viewers toward thrust, pitch, roll, and mouse-guided steering. Increase thrust to accelerate. Decrease thrust to slow down. Bank left or right with the arrow keys. Click inside the simulation to toggle mouse controls. One caution, the extracted docs show questionable wording around pitch controls, so this video should not overstate exact keyboard behavior beyond what is visible and verifiable. The important part for a viewer is that this is built for quick exploration, not cockpit realism. You are flying Google Earth's world, using browser-friendly controls, with the scenery and sense of place doing most of the work. The official videos are useful because they show the product vibe better than a paragraph can. The 16:9 YouTube mirror gives the clean wide shots. The Square X clip gives the original announcement proof. Together they show the same idea from 2 formats, a light aircraft mode over real terrain, with scenic passes through mountains, lakes, roads, and runways. The edit should keep both, instead of shrinking one into a useless thumbnail. The wide video can carry full-screen montage moments. The square clip should sit in a framed proof panel, clearly labeled as the official X source clip. That keeps the source honest and avoids stretching or faking the aspect ratio. There are a few practical limits. Google says terrain can show anomalies near below sea level regions, such as flashing or clipping. It also says standard map shortcuts are deactivated during flight to avoid conflicts with flight controls. Crash recovery is built in. If your aircraft hits the ground, the simulation pauses and offers a "you crashed" restart action that restores you at a safe playable altitude and coordinates. That is the right level of expectation. Try it because it is a fun web-native way to explore Earth. Do not treat it like professional flight training software. The browser, the network, and the streamed imagery are part of the experience. The bigger takeaway is that Google Earth Web is getting closer to the features people used to associate with the heavier desktop app. Elevation profiles, new import types, and now flight simulator point in the same direction. More exploration, more data, and more playful interaction inside the browser. If you want to try it, open Google Earth Web, go into Explore Earth, open Tools, start Flight Simulator, and switch to Satellite if you want the view that looks like the official trailer. I would package this as a quick proof and setup video, not a hype review. The promise is simple. Google Earth now lets you fly the world from the web, with real limitations and real charm.